This question, we've got 12 cans in one pack of cola. One pack costs £6.50. Josh buys 10 packs. So let's find out, just before we go any further, how much that will cost him. So 12 cans in a pack. One pack £6.50. He buys 10 packs. So buying 10 packs will be 10 lots of that £6.50. And 10 lots of £6.50. Well, if you're timesing by 10, all you need to do is move that decimal point. So instead of being there, to make the number bigger, it will come down to be here. So the decimal point will be after the 5. So that will be £65. 10 times by £6.50, £65. So that's how much he's spent. He sells 90 of the cans for 80p each. So if I do 90 times by 80, I'll find out how much money he gets. And if I forget about the noughts, from my times tables, 9 eighths are 72. But in this sum I had 2 noughts, so they have to go on the end. And because this 80 was in pence, that's in pence. So he's got 7,200 pence for selling those 90 cans. But I really need that in pounds. So if it's in pounds, you need to put a decimal point in, leaving 2 things after it. So the decimal point would go there. So that's £72 that he's got. Then he sells the rest of them. Well, hang on, let's find out what the rest of them is. He bought 10 packs of 12 cans. So altogether, he bought 10 lots of 12, which is 120 cans. So we've just worked out what he did with 90 of them. The rest will be how many you need to get from 90 up to 120. If we count up in tens, that's 10 would be 100, then 110, 120 is 30. So with another 30 cans, and he's selling those at half price. So instead of 80p, he's selling those at 40p. So if I now do this sum, again, if I pretend the noughts aren't there, 3 4s are 12, but there are 2 noughts, so those cans are sold for 1,200p. And to make that into pounds, again, I need to put the point in here, so there'll be 2 things after the point. That's £12. Question says, how much profit does he make? Well, that number up here, that's 65. That's how much money he spent. And he sold some for £72 and others for £12. So altogether, if I add those 2 numbers together, he sold things for £84. So to find out how much profit he makes, I've got to do £84 take away £65. And if you do 84 take away 65, you get an answer of 19. And that's how much profit he made. £19 profit.